Welcome to Milwaukee, everybody, and welcome to the 2024 Wild Card Series presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet. Get internet how you want it. And inside American Family Field, they wave the rally towels as the home crowd hoping to watch the Brewers punch their ticket to the division series in a date with the Phillies. We welcome you to Game 3, the Mets and the Brewers. And here tonight, it is winner take all. We take a look at the postseason picture. The Braves eliminated by the Padres, so that sets up the date with the Dodgers, as those two will square off Saturday night. And the winner of this one will take on the Phillies Saturday in Philadelphia. And welcome into the broadcast booth, everybody. John Shambi alongside Doug Glanville. Jesse Rogers will join us coming up. Last night, the Brewers even the series at a game apiece, and they are looking to win their first postseason series since 2018. Last night for the Brewers, it was Jackson Chourio and Garrett Mitchell with the big hits, both home runs.
Well, their manager, Pat Murphy, talked about responding after game one, and they certainly did with a bunch of young bats. Jackson Chourio going opposite field. He'd already hit a leadoff homer earlier in the game. This is a 20 years old and definite Rookie of the Year candidate. And then Garrett Mitchell just slaps it out. Then he takes that tie into the lead. And Mitchell comes up with a big hit on the first pitch he sees. And that was enough to set up this excellent Brewers bullpen. And look at Chourio, 20 years old, second youngest in Major League Baseball history with multiple home runs in a postseason game. And he just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah, the Mets were 6 outs away from clinching a ticket in the division series here tonight. Who will make the big play? Who will hit the big home run? All right, so Dougie, who will it be?
Well, let's start with Francisco Lindor. He's got the first shot at it as their leadoff hitter. And ever since he came into that leadoff role, he has been electric. 304 batting average on base. He's hit for power. And look at the numbers, the power game, 26 home runs from the one slot. So that's someone who could put himself in the scoring position, if not drive himself in. And on the other side of the equation, on the mound, you have to go with Jose Quintana. His ability to show what he did at the end of the season against the Brewers. 9 strikeouts, 4 2/3 innings. He was absolutely painting the corners. And when he's attacking and he's aggressive, he can be successful.
So Jose Quintana and Tobias Myers. It's Game 3, winner take all. Lineups at first pitch coming up from American Family Field in Milwaukee. The 2024 Wild Card Series is presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet. Get internet how you want it.
As the autumn sun sets, the wild card stage ignites.
There's so much on the line tonight. A wild one.
The stakes rage like flames, raw and fierce. Catch fire and forge your name in history.
World Series champs.
These boys of summer don't want to leave.
This one's not coming back. Not with the heat. Unbelievable.
The Mets
What a ride. Put up the books.
and the Brewers.
It is up and it's gone.
Game 3. Let them cook.
Welcome back here in Milwaukee. We get ready for Game 3, and it is winner take all. And time now to show you what Carlos Mendoza and the Mets have put together lineup-wise. Mendoza, in his first year as the Mets manager, came over from the other side of town. He was Aaron Boone's bench coach with the New York Yankees. As we take a look at tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Cologuard. See more information at Cologuard.com. Mets 5th in the NL, 7th in the majors. In runs per game, it goes Lindor. Vientos sitting second. Nimmo in the 3rd spot. Alonso, Iglesias. Winker has started DH. Marte, Taylor, and Alvarez rounding out the lineup in a group that hits homers in bunches, 4th in the NL in that department. And Doug, that group will go up against Tobias Myers, who had a sensational year.
Yeah, he really did. And you go back to June, 1.44 ERA. I mean, he pitches over the top and works the top of the zone very well. A deceptive pitcher, four-seamer, cutter, slider. You're going to see a lot of hard stuff. When he's working that outer third column, that's when he has a lot of success.
Yeah, one of the things to keep in mind is that four-seam fastball he likes to throw up in the zone, and we'll see if the Met hitters are able to square it up. Myers, 26 years old, from Winter Haven, Florida, and it has been a journey for him. Made his big league debut back on April 23rd. Not quite a full house here at American Family Field. The roof closed and we're ready to go. And Myers set to work at the first offering. And that one missing. And ball one, says Vic Carapazza, our plate umpires. You look at Francisco Lindor, the overall numbers, plugged into that leadoff spot May 18th, and he took off. Swing and a miss, and the count is 1-1. Myers, mentioned originally an Orioles draft pick, 2022. He went 1-15 with a 7.82 ERA, and that was combined at AAA between the Giant, Guardian, and White Sox organizations. And then in the offseason, November of 22, the Brewers signed him as a minor league free agent. The 1-2. Swing and a ball ripped out to right center field. And that's a base hit. Over to cut it off is Perkins. Lindor racing for second. Here's the throw. And safe. It spilled out of Turang's glove briefly. And I think that if Bryce Turang had secured it, Lindor would have been out, but we'll take a look. It'll be a double.
Well, no doubt. I mean, Lindor hesitated and second-guessed himself. The hustle starts out of the batter's box, but once you change gears and downshift, you got to stop. So he high steps his way and then tries to get back in it. You see the ball trickle out, and then he's able to grab the base. So he tries the swim move. Ball's rolling. He rolls it, knocks it with his chest away, and then still holds on to the base. A game of Twister at second base to start us off.
So Lindor with the double, immediately into scoring position. Kids, if you don't know Twister, ask your parents. First one to Vientos, and he swings and foul tips that one. 0-1. How about Mark Vientos? Quite a story. He didn't make the team out of spring training. And now here he is hitting in the 2 spot in an elimination game.
Vientos, absolutely huge power, 27 home runs, 500, over 500 slugging against righties and left-handed pitchers. So he is a dangerous hitter.
Lindor at second. Myers delivers. And that is in for a strike. One of the things we should note right away with Tobias Myers, he is working with Gary Sanchez. Initially, it was William Contreras in the lineup. Normally, it would be William Contreras in the lineup. He has knee soreness, and so Gary Sanchez plugged into the lineup as a catcher. He was already going to DH, but it is Sanchez behind the plate and Contreras DHing with that left knee barking at him. 2-2, man at second. Vientos waits. Well, that one popped foul. Doug, you talked about Vientos and the power. It wasn't always that way. You go back to high school, Mark Vientos was a 17-year-old. He was actually a second-round pick in 2017, the second youngest guy in the draft. He hit 1 home run his senior year of high school. 1-2 in the dirt. Sanchez does well to block that one. But now Vientos, a guy with a promising future, and as you mentioned, a ton of power.
And that's what's so tough about predicting a young prospect's future when you're that young. How do you fill out? How do you develop? You know, where you deal with the speed and pace of the game and just get stronger.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Myers, and that one on the outside corner got him. Vientos didn't like it.
Well, this is a picture-perfect pitch. I mean, you can't get any better in terms of location and movement. I mean, this is right down in that corner, framed very well by Sanchez, right to the glove, right? Pull it right up into the zone, and right in that outer third column, which is where Myers can live very well.
And now it's Brandon Nimmo who hits in the third spot. Man at second, that's Lindor. And that one is too high. When you look at Brandon Nimmo overall this year, 224, hit 23 homers. And a guy who normally gets on base. Mets with an opportunity to take the lead, and that one a little bit high.
Well, Nimmo during the regular season had a tough time. This first plate appearance was his worst. He hit 133, 240 on base percentage. Sometimes that first at bat, you're trying to get it going. This year it was very difficult for him.
The next offering misses a little bit low, and he's fallen behind Nimmo 3-0. When you watch Myers, by the way, whether there is someone on, as there is now, or not, he now works exclusively out of the stretch. Started that about 5 or 6 games ago. And the 3-0 is in there for a strike. Now 3-1. 3-0 might be the only true fastball count left in the game. It's changed a lot, Dougie.
Oh yeah, I mean, and he will throw this cutter a lot. Gets behind, he'll add that late movement to try to jam a hitter who thinks he's right on it.
Swing and a miss. So now 3-2. Lindor at second. The crowd rises to its feet. Nimmo trying to get the Mets the lead with a base hit. Here comes. And a swing and a miss. The heater up, and there's that four-seamer that carries so well. Nimmo is gone 2 away.
You talk about elevation. He works the top of the zone well, but it's also the deception. This is a four-seamer. I mean, a true four-seamer. And you find a lot of hitters end up swinging under it. They're anticipating more drop, and that's the deception that he has. They think it's going down a little further, and they end up swinging under it.
So now 2 down, and it's Alonso. And Pete takes down and away. Pete Alonso 1 for 5 with 3 walks so far in this series. This could be his final game as a Met. Who knows? He's a free agent at the conclusion of the season. It's this one in the air, center field, backtracking Perkins under it, and he's got it. Myers claps his hands. The Mets can't do anything with the leadoff double. The Brewers will come up to hit when we come back. Back here in Milwaukee, and we take a look at the Brewers starting lineup. It's brought to you by Cologuard. See more information at Cologuard.com. Churiel, Perkins, and Contreras, who will DH Adames, Sanchez, Hoskins, Frelick in right, Ortiz at third base, and Bryce Terang hitting 9. Time to send it downstairs and say hello to the third member of our crew, Jesse Rogers.
Yeah, guys, we've been talking about Jackson Chourio. I made sure to seek him out around the batting cage today. 20 years old, an elimination game. He may have had some nervous energy. Didn't sleep all that great last night, he said, but 2 home runs. The game tonight, a lot going on for him, and to a man, his teammates say they would be more nervous tonight than he would be. And guys, he was signing autographs moments before taking the field tonight, so I don't think there's a lot of nerves going on with Jackson Chourio.
Quintana delivers down and in as Chourio shortens to bunt. Chourio was 3rd in the majors this year in infield hits, bunt or otherwise. So it's not just the power as we saw last night, the speed too, as you look at the numbers for Quintana. Jose Quintana, 35 years old, put together a fine year. Now, Dougie's not going to strike a lot of people out, and he does get ground balls.
And they want him to attack, and the challenge, he's always out of the zone. He lives out of the zone, so he's trying to get in that zone effectively.
Line drive, base hit out into center field, and Chourio is aboard.
Well, you talk about getting in the zone. Well, he was forced in the zone because he had missed wildly in the first couple of pitches. So just to force him in that, Chourio just jumping on top of this four-seamer and hits that little top spin by Quintana. But look at the hitch. He barely has any lift of that front foot. Just picks it up, puts it down, lets the hands do the work, and through the zone.
Blake Perkins now switch hitter batting right. This is his stronger side, the right side. Churio, a guy who runs exceptionally well. He swiped 22 bases, caught 7 times. By sprint speed, the Brewers have the fastest team in baseball. Perkins shortening the bunt. And let's take a look at StatCast powered by Google Cloud. Here is something to look at. Lowest in-zone rate among starting pitchers this year. Jose Quintana was #1. So he's trying to get you to chase. And the interesting battle will be, will these Brewers chase? Because normally they don't.
No, they're first in the National League in walk rate. And the amazing thing about the Brewers, they don't swing at the first pitch very often, only a quarter of the time. That was the lowest in baseball. And yet they still walk all the time. But they will move runners, and the bunt is a big part of their repertoire. They will, in that case, it just did not work out.
Francisco Alvarez checking on Vic Carapaz's. You saw that one coming right into your living room on UmpCam. Vic is okay. Perkins waits, and a 1-1. Ripped down the left side, foul. But Blake Perkins, a guy that they played in center field pretty much every day to begin the year with Mitchell hurt. He is a sensational defender.
Fantastic.
And he can really run as well.
Well, he is the guy they would put in to close out games defensively. That is such an asset. And getting a shot here can be a catalyst on the base paths. And that's part of how the Brewers play. They station to station, they first to third you, and they run you out of the ballpark.
Perkins waits. Quintana 1-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And he got him to chase right there.
Well, Quintana's been forced to get into that four-seamer and has not been playing well because he's not locating. But the changeup he found there starts in the zone and has that turnover drop where it's fading away from you as a righty, but it's also going down. Trying to cover those two dimensions at the same time when you're full is usually a futile exercise.
Here's William Contreras at the plate. You mentioned that left knee bothering him, so he's DHing. But he wouldn't chase the changeup. We'll take in the Brewers as a team for just a moment. They had the #1 walk rate in the NL, Doug mentioned, second in the majors, tied for the second lowest chase rate. So this team knows the strike zone. The 1-0. That's through there for a strike.
Well, Quintana's last start at the end of the season against the Brewers, he was very good on that outer third with all his pitches. Got the changeup chase, four-seamer away. So he's trying to repeat that. So far, the four-seamer hasn't been the command he's looking for.
Ball and a strike now. And that one in the dirt, and a nice stop by Alvarez when we isolated on Contreras. Pretty apparent he's wearing a bulky brace on that left knee. We'll see how he moves out there. Yeah, there it is.
Well, he's such an offensive force for this team. I mean, so much power to all fields, right center. He can walk. It's just a big loss to not have him in the lineup.
The 2-1. And a breaking ball. That clips the outside corner. Generous call from Vic Carapazza, and now it's 2-2.
You see the gestures by Contreras pointing away, saying, no, that never came back. It's a curveball that starts out and never actually came back to the plate.
3D K-zone showing as much. 2-2. And a changeup missing outside. The changeup absolutely crucial for Quintana. Opponents hit just 203 against it. And that is a pitch that generates a lot of ground balls for him. Ground ball rate highest of his career as Willy Adames lurks in the on-deck circle. Those score just getting started. Bottom of the first. The Mets and the Brewers here in Milwaukee. Game 3, winner take all. 3-2. There goes the runner. Hit on the ground. Lindor to second. Safe there. Throw to first. Out there. And Contreras really hobbling down that first baseline.
Well, Lindor took a little bit of a chance to try to get that force at second. Churio runs so well, and it made it a little bit harder for Iglesias to turn it. because that direct throw to first clearly be unobstructed, but now Iglesias has to throw around Chourio, who's already popping up at second, so he had to lob it like a changeup. And fortunately for him, he had the time with Contreras hobbling.
Here's Adames now. And the pitch. And Willie Adames takes upstairs. Adames 1 for 7 in this series. Put together a wonderful year this year. His walk year, career highs. It hits, homers, runs batted in, and extra base hits. He's one of the better shortstops in the game. A spin and a bluff, and Chourio dives back in.
Adames had 32 home runs during the regular season, but he only had 4 against left-handed pitching.
The 1-0. Popped up. Left side, and this one a mile high. And Lindor calls off Vientos and makes the catch. And that is out number 3. Quintana pitches around a leadoff single, and at the end of 1, there's no score. Welcome back as we show you the ESPN Bet Live money line. And for the Mets right now, even. And for the Brewers, minus 130 to win 100. ESPN Bet is the official sports book of ESPN. New players can get their first bet on tonight's game insured up to $1,000 in bonus bets. Scan the QR code to download the ESPN Bet app and get started today. What a play. Here's Iglesias. And the first offering from Myers is in for a strike. What a story Jose Iglesias has been for the Mets. Look at those numbers. A .337 batting average. Fouls that one off his foot. Ouch.
Once again, the decorative shin guards. We want them to do something, but a lot of times you just miss it, or it hits the other foot.
Iglesias was signed in December of 23, didn't make the team at a spring training. Had some thoughts about going home. He took a couple of days. The 0-2. Swing and a little roller foul of third. He basically spent 2 months at AAA. And, you know, besides OMG becoming a pop star, he delivered the Mets versatility, offense, a really good defender even still, and he finished the year on a 22-game hit streak for Carlos Mendoza.
Remember, he's not a pop star. It's Scandalita is the pop star.
Sorry.
Alter ego.
Next offering is fouled back. And a count 0-2, and he is a guy that is not afraid to hit with 2 strikes.
I mean, I love watching his batting practice. He lines and smokes everything to right center field. I mean, consistently, one after the other, just barely ever missing.
Next offering, ripped foul down the left side, and it remains 0-2 on Iglesias. It'll be Iglesias, and then Winker, and then Marte. We're in the second. The Mets and the Brewers no score. Game 3, the winner will take on the Phillies in Game 1 of the Division Series Saturday in Philadelphia. And that scooped foul out of play. He is a pain at the plate, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. And he actually chases a lot out of the zone, but he's so good at his contact points. You know, he's hit everybody well. Lefties, he hit over 400 in June. I mean, just everything through his season, he's contributed offensively.
5 straight foul balls. That one in the air out towards right center. Frelick is there. 1 up and 1 down, and here comes Jesse Winker. Let's see what kind of greeting he gets. Well, I think you sort of anticipated that the beef in Game 1 between he and Adames. Well, he tries Willie there. 1 hop, and Adames throws him out. Winker retired. And there's 2 away.
Myers is doing a good job just getting the elevation as he needs. He sometimes will be more of a fly ball pitcher, but generally he works that top of the zone so well. Hitters are not hitting it hard, even though it is in the air.
Starling Marte now. He shortens the bunt and takes a strike for Marte. A start in right field in year 3 of a 4-year deal he signed with the Mets. 36 years old now. And he swings and lines one to center. Perkins coming on, sliding, and he makes the catch. Blake Perkins with a nice play in center to steal a hit from Marte. We're midway in the second, and there's no score here in Game 3. Fans, you can wear what the players are wearing on field during the postseason. Check out the largest selection of authentic jerseys, caps, hoodies, t-shirts, and more. Visit MLBshop.com for your favorite postseason team gear. Jose Quintana back to work and delivers a pitch that misses too low to Gary Sanchez. Sanchez getting the start. No surprise there with the lefty on the hill, but we told you at the outset the surprise is the injury to William Contreras, and he's forced to DH, and Sanchez behind the plate. That one ripped left field, and Nimmo will chase after it. He'll go grab it up against the wall. Sanchez into second, and it's a leadoff double.
Quintana, the four-seamer, just not getting the location he's looking for. And these Brewers are showing a little more aggressive. Look at this pitch right here. Up and in. He gets the head out. Sanchez very good at pulling the ball. Tremendous power that way as well. And just flips the body to twist it in and puts all the torque behind it. Finds himself at second base.
So leadoff man in scoring position. No score, bottom of the second. And it's Rhys Hoskins. Hoskins hit 26 homers this year for the Brewers. First pitch swinging and fouls it away. It's the 5th time that Hoskins has hit as many as 26. Some of the other numbers not quite to his liking, including that .214 batting average. The OPS plus, that means basically 2% below league average. Average is 100. The 0-1. And a change up, he wouldn't bite. Hoskins this year, Dougie, when the ball is in play, pulled the ball more than at any point in his career, and he actually led the majors in pull rate. So if it's in play, it's usually to the left of second base. Sanchez at second. In a 1-1. And that just missed.
But Hoskins suffered a horrible injury, knee injury, which made him miss last season. And so we talked to him about a week ago, and he said, look, I didn't know if I'd even be back here at all. And to play 130 plus games was a victory in and of itself.
The kick at 2-1, and it's fouled off. I asked Rhys prior to the game, rewinding, he was part of that Phillies team that made that great run into the World Series in 2022. And one of the stories that happened when they got to the World Series, his wife Jamie at Citizens Bank Park during the World Series bought tons of beer for fans. So she basically said, it's on me. And I said, well, so is Jamie going to do that tonight? He said, look, that's not my department. If she feels like it's necessary to hype him up, she has my blessing. The 2-2. Fouled off at the plate. Hoskins staying alive.
He was also made famous on spiking his bat on a home run. Just smashing it straight into the ground. Yeah. Like a touchdown. So a lot of energy, part of that leadership group that Pat Murphy has in terms of almost like captains of the team. And really has led this team to this successful season.
Next offering, cut on and missed.
There's no crying in baseball.
or with the Capital One Venture Card because it lets you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day. Let's play ball!
Well, there he is, Pat Murphy. By his own account on the scouting scale, he is 75. Pitch in for a strike to Sal Frelick. Baseball scouting scale 20 to 80. So, like Doug, you probably were a 70 runner, right?
72, maybe.
72. Okay, fair enough.
I don't know.
Here's Frelick. And the 0-1. Check swing. And it actually was foul tipped into the mitt of Alvarez, so it's 0-2.
Quintana against lefties really becomes a two-pitch pitcher. He throws that sinker. He also has a slurve, sort of a moderate, hard version of a curveball, a little bit more velocity, and he shuts that down. Against righties, more balanced attack. He uses the changeup we see in the curveball, the four-seamer.
Quintana ready and fires. Frelick takes downstairs. Sal Frelick was 5'8", 185 pounds, former first-round pick out of Boston College. He's a Boston native. 1-2. Quintana ahead. One out, man at second. Outside corner, got him. Great pitch from Quintana, and he freezes Sal Frelick.
This is the game of framing, just not only the location that was impeccable, but it's making sure it's presented well. Boom, pull it back in, pull it back up. A nice job extending and crossing through the plate, but also bringing it back in.
Ortiz now. Yeah, the first pitch down to the way. Doug, in the modern game of baseball, one of the things you see with pitchers, especially starters, they have groupings of pitches for each side hitter.
And we talked earlier, it's almost like two different pitchers. Look at the mix here. Very balanced against righties and against lefties. Sinker, slurve, that's the combination. So have to figure out how to adjust accordingly. You know, and in preparation of a game, you're saying I have to have all these pitches working to be able to neutralize both lefties and righties. If one is not working, I'm compromised against one side.
Ball to strike on Ortiz. He fouls one back. Joey Ortiz, one of the big pieces the Brewers got in that Corbin Burns trade. Kid who grew up in California. Loved watching the Angels. Vladimir Guerrero Sr. was his guy's favorite player.
Well, as part of the Orioles, you have basically everybody is required to be able to be a shortstop in that organization. They're so athletic.
Yeah, Padres too. The 1-2. Too high.
So they had room for him to move on with the Jackson Holidays of the world and the Gunnar Hendersons. And maybe he'll have a shot. Well, no one knows what's going to happen with Willy Adames and his great year and going into free agency. So he might end up at shortstop.
Sanchez at second. Quintana delivers. And that one hits softly, but Iglesias is there, and he makes the catch. Well, 3 leadoff men have reached in 4 half innings, and all 3 stranded. No score. But had a lot of opportunities, but since 1988 for the Mets in winner-take-all games, a loss against the Dodgers in '88, 2015, Game 5. They advanced past the Dodgers. They lost against the Giants in 2016, and then in Game 3 against the Padres at home, they lost at Citi Field. So that's some of the recent history, and they're hoping for a little OMG here tonight. No score as we go to the top of the 3rd. Carlos Mendoza took over after a couple years of Buck Showalter. He has done great work. Pitch in for a strike to Tyrone Taylor.
Well, Taylor picked up the slack in September, really got hot. JD Martinez had his struggles. He was 6 for 55. Taylor got a lot more action and was very productive for the Mets.
Which popped foul, and that'll get out of play, and it's 0-2. Taylor brought over in a trade from the Brewers, something you see a lot. The former president of baseball ops with the Brewers, David Stearns, now runs the show for the Mets. And his top lieutenant, Matt Arnold, has taken over. Both great baseball guys, really smart. And obviously for Arnold, and when it was Stearns, doing great work on a budget. David Stearns, there's an opportunity there for the Mets to be kind of an East Coast version of the Dodgers. I'm sure that is some of what David Stearns hopes or has in mind, putting in good process. You know, they have the resources with Steve Cohen. 2-2. And that's drilled out towards right center field. That one, Frelick is there, and he makes the catch.
We talked about Myers earlier. He does live in the fly ball. His ground ball rate was 37%, 37.7 exactly, well below league average. So when you're working that elevated fastball and working up, you saw the changeups that faded high. You're going to get the fly balls. The goal as the pitcher is to try to get them weak or very high angles so they go nowhere.
There's Alvarez now. And Myers delivers low. Tobias Myers was cut in spring training relatively quickly. I think he was the second group of cuts. He got sent out to the minor leagues March 10th. There's a wonderful article by Ken Rosenthal talking about how Pat Murphy's recollection was, I didn't remember very much about him other than I knew he had no chance to make our team. And I mean, it's a story. You see guys having that stick-to-itiveness, right? Because Tobias Myers was traded 3 times, DFA'd, claimed on waivers, released, and ultimately debuted April 23rd in Pittsburgh. 5 innings, gave up 1 run.
And it was on the first pitch he threw. Andrew McCutchen hits a home run off him on his first delivery.
His boyhood hero, the kid from Winter Haven. The 1-2. Check swing. Appeal to first. Did not go. That's Alan Porter down there. He's the crew chief.
I was hoping McCutchen went around the bases and said, "Welcome to the show, kid." Then stepped on home.
What was that movie you were in?
Summer Catch.
There you go.
Golden Globe Award.
The 2-2 is cut on and missed. Struck him out.
Well, Myers just, you could see that this 4-seamer, you look at it and say, well, that's right down the middle. How do you miss that? Well, it's a lot of movement. It's deception. I mean, he swings way under that pitch. And Alvarez, good fastball hitter for sure, but just that natural carry that's not dropping as much as the hitters anticipate.
Well, here's Lindor, who squared him up first time and rips one out towards right center field this time. Frelick over to collect. And for Lindor, Myers has been no mystery here tonight. With 2 outs, it's a single. Lindor is 2 for 2, and a man aboard for Vientos.
Well, that's what the Mets need. Lindor aggressive early in the count, pushing the envelope with his legs. That's inspiring. This is your guy, and you want to find ways. But look at this first pitch curveball. Puts his foot down, head position nice, gets the elevation, finds the hole.
Vientos struck out looking his first time. No score. We're in the 3rd. And the first offering missing downstairs. That slider. Vientos 3 for 9 so far in this series. They started the year. Brett Beatty, their former first-round pick. They gave the job to him. Vientos didn't make the team. Next offering cut on and missed. But now it's pretty clear with his improvement as a defender. Certainly Lindor and Iglesias have impacted him in that regard. He's the guy at 3rd. At least for now. The 1-1. Outside.
Well, next up for Vientos' development is just really working on the defensive side, being able to anchor it down. A lot of times you've seen late innings, they've been bringing in defensive replacements, putting Acuna in. So that defense will allow him to really stay on the field 9 innings.
2-1 in the dirt. Squirts away from Sanchez. He can't find it. Lindor down to second. It's a wild pitch. And now a man in scoring position.
And Sanchez didn't get all the way in a position to do the full block on this, and this sometimes happens. He's in the sort of flat crouch here, and he doesn't come. He comes up a little bit early with his glove, and it just scoots between his legs. And not knowing where it is, sometimes that leads to 2 bases.
So now man in scoring position. Lindor edging away. Myers steps off the backside of the rubber. So a disengagement there. You could see Vientos digging back in now. Time called, and Sanchez and Myers will have a chat out there on the mound. Discuss what they want to go with the count 3-1. Tobias Myers, mentioned, made his debut April 23rd. He was kind of on the up-down for a while, but up for good on June 5th. And from that point forward, 20 appearances, 19 starts, and dug a 2.43 ERA.
And he's been electric for them, and he came in relief towards the end of the season and just was lights out. I mean, if he's getting that outer third and he's getting the elevated fastball, he's usually in very good shape.
Vientos waits. 3-1. Swing and a high fly ball right field. Free lick back onto the track under it, and he's got it. Vientos just missed that one. No runs, a hit, and 1 man left. Midway in the third, there's no score.
Don't want to miss a postseason game? Just tell Siri. Show me the upcoming MLB schedule.
Really glad you asked, Siri. The MLB postseason continues with the Division Series, and that starts Saturday. Fox and FS1 will have the National League, TBS, True TV, and Max will have the AL. And in the American League, it'll be Tigers and Guardians, 1 Eastern, TBS. And the winner of this one against the Phillies, 4 Eastern on Fox, 6:30 Eastern, Royals and Yankees on TBS, and then the Padres and the Dodgers will get together. And some Met and Brewer announcers working in the postseason. I know Ron Darling and Bob Costas calling the Yankees series. And Ronnie, of course, part of the great Met booth, and then Brewers outstanding play-by-play man Brian Anderson with Jeff Francoeur will be calling the Cleveland series. I want to say congrats, by the way, to Met broadcaster Gary Cohen for his nomination for the Ford Frick Award. So there you go. Jose Quintana delivers. And that is a little bit low, maybe outside. Now 2-1 on Bryce Terang. This guy has been a pain so far in this series. He's 5 for 8. And a 2-1 to Terang. Swing and a 1-hopper. Flag down by Iglesias. Spins and throws. And an absolutely brilliant play. Jose Iglesias. How about those hands and those reflexes? Wow.
Well, when something's hit this hard and you have 1 hop, you have 1 chance at it. And you got to pick the right window with your glove. And once you have it, you have time, even with the speedy Bryce Terang. But he gets the spin, turns inside, calms collected, puts it on target, and says in his own head, OMG.
1 down, and here is Jackson Churio, or Jack, as his manager Pat Murphy calls him. Pushes a bunt towards third. It's pretty good, but rolling foul as it takes the left turn, and Vientos will pick it up. Churio in this series already with 5 hits. He laced a single up the middle to begin the game, and here's what he's hit so far. A little bit of everything. A cutter, a four-seamer, a sinker, and a sweeper.
And one thing to notice, Mets need to bring the ball down in the zone and force him to hit something at the knees, because the elevated fastball is not working.
Here's your 1. And that's outside. Quintana. And a swing and a soft fly ball, center field, and a racing catch made out there by Tyrone Taylor.
Taylor had a good read on this, just stayed up there a little bit long for Churio, and Taylor just closed it down.
Mike Perkins now with 2 away and the base is empty. No score, bottom of the third. It's game 3. The winner moves on. The loser goes home. And a big slow curveball missing for ball 1 to Blake Perkins. Perkins struck out swinging his first time. This guy with elite speed, elite defense. Breaking ball in for a strike.
He had a lot of success hitting left-handed pitching, so therefore getting this opportunity. But he has a lot of speed, 23 stolen bases on the regular season.
On the strike, Quintana ready, turns, kicks, delivers. On the ground, one hop. Lindor gets rid of it quickly. And coming off the base, Alonso, but Perkins absolutely flies. It'll be an infield single. A really good job by Lindor to even have an opportunity at that.
Lindor's so good at going to his right, and he goes to his right well, but he knew he has to catch and release. There's no time to get set, and that creates the mistake, or at least the inaccurate throw, and that's what speed can do. It's not so much, okay, you're going to run the bases, certainly you're going to steal a bag, but it's also forcing the infielders to rush, and rush compromises accuracy.
Crowd starting to buzz. Here's Contreras. And a little flip to first. And diving back in is Perkins. Perkins on the year, 23 stolen bases, caught 5 times. Brewers have not stolen a base in this series.
And that is remarkable, considering how much they ran during the regular season.
Pitches upstairs. Yeah, Milwaukee second in the majors in total steals, third in the majors with an 84% success rate. So when you're stealing them high volume and high efficiency in this series, 0 for 1.
And a lot of credit to the Mets pitching, just shutting that down. Manaea did a great job last night. And they got better over the course of the season at holding runners, mostly for helping their pitchers understand the value and executing how to do so.
The 1-0. That's downstairs. Just to put it into context and put a bow on it, how much running is usually a part of the Brewers formula. The last time they went back-to-back games without a stolen base, September 12th and 13th. So it's a couple weeks ago. 2-0. Hit on the ground towards third. Vientos able to glove and throw out Contreras. And Quintana pitches around a 2-out single. On to the 4th in Milwaukee.
Back in Milwaukee with Carlos Mendoza. It looks like Jose Quintana's fastball usage is up, maybe curveball down a little bit. Is that to get into attack mode against a team that doesn't chase?
Yeah, definitely. That's going to be the key, that he's attacking the zone, he's staying on the attack, and he's got to move the ball around too, whether it's in and out, up and down, and he's going to have to mix his pitches, you know, the off-bit pitches, and then you just got to stay on the attack.
Francisco Lindor seeing the ball pretty well. What about the rest of the lineup against Tobias?
Yeah, Francisco done a good job. We're going about to face him second time through the order. We got to make some adjustment and put pressure on them.
Is this fun or nerve-wracking?
This is so fun.
All right, good luck.
Thanks, man.
Back to you, Boog.
All right, Jesse, thanks. Yeah, a bit of both. Here is Nimmo with the count, nothing in 1. And drops in for a strike. Good changeup. That pitch is nasty. For as much as we talk about the carry 4-seam fastball for Tobias Myers, opponents hit 083 against his changeup. Popped up, Terang drifting out, waving his arms, and makes the grab. Nimmo retired, and there's 1 away. Jose Quintana's done good work so far, and Dougie's done a pretty good job being in the zone. And we'll see how deep he's able to get. But so far, 3 shutout innings for the lefty. Alonso waiting.
And hasn't walked a batter, so he's able to at least avoid the free passes.
Inside, and He's fallen behind Alonso, 2 balls and no strikes. He's working out of the stretch with nobody on. Fires. And this one popped up. Left side, foul ground. Adames over there. It'll be Ortiz. And there's 2 away.
When you watch Tobias Myers, we talked about how he'll attack with the four-seamer, and the hitters just cannot square it up because of that movement. Under the ball. Under the ball. By you. Under the ball. And absolutely by you. These are in the zones. These are at the letters, and they cannot get the square because they're under it.
Stomping in for a strike to Iglesias. Hit on the ground softly. Charging is Adames. Fires on the move. In time and a 1-2-3 inning for Tobias Myers. No score. We're in the middle of the 4th. Welcome back. You're watching the 2024 Wild Card Series presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet. Get internet how you want it here at American Family Field. And one of the things we've seen recently in the postseason, how big the home run is. And you take a look at since 2018, the last 6 postseasons plus this year, an .843 winning percentage when you out-homer the other side. Last night the Brewers did it late by hitting a couple of big homers. Lindor obviously familiar with delivering home runs in the postseason. And a game like this, 0-0, it just starts to move towards, you wonder, okay, who's going to hit the homer? I mean, that is, .850 roughly the winning percentage going back the last 6 postseasons plus 5 games this year.
And that pressure only builds on the Mets as the visiting team as you get later and later into this game.
Adames swings and curls one foul. The Mets as a team probably with a touch more power. There were 6 in the majors in total homers hit. The Brewers were tied for 16th in that department. And the Mets have not homered in this series. So we'll see how it plays out. But it's been a formula we have seen in recent playoffs, that's for sure.
Well, the game 1, the Mets played Brewer baseball, basically. Contact, move runners, first to third, steal bases, or whatever they needed to do to use their legs.
Next offering is tapped softly towards third. Vientos charges, unloads, safe at first. And it's an infield single for Willy Adames.
It's bang, bang. When you're out in front of the ball, you tend to get that extra step of speed because you're falling out of the box. That's what happens when you swing a little early. Look at his momentum's already going there, so that gives you that extra step. Vientos does everything he can. Great play. Adames just uses speed to leg it out. I mean, close play, but that left foot just gets in there before the stretching Alonso.
And now it's Gary Sanchez, who had a bullet double to left his first time. Quintana swing and a liner, left field, but right at Nimmo, who's there to make the catch. And Sanchez retired on 1 pitch. Brewers have gotten the leadoff man on 3 times in 4 innings. Right here trying to break a scoreless tie. Rhys Hoskins at the plate, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Dougie Quintana has been excellent so far.
Really has. I mean, he's just been able to be effectively on the zone, and most importantly, he started to capture that outer third or inner third, the corners, the edges. That was eluding him in that first inning a little bit.
Myers has been really good as well. A smattering of Met fans in the house, more located around the Met dugout third base side, but every now and again you hear them, and then the Brewer fans drowning them out with boos. Sanchez waits. Adames at first. There he goes. Pitch is low. Throw to second too late. And Willy Adames a stolen base.
That's what the Brewers come to play for, the ability to put yourself into scoring position, something they've done all season long. And this was on Quintana, that first move. He read something, and he absolutely did not hesitate. Took off, stole that base easily, the pop-up slide. And all Iglesias can do is block the ball and keep it from going into center field.
And now an opportunity for Hoskins. No score, bottom of the fourth. And the lefty deals. It's softly on the ground. Lindor will pick it up, steady, and fire out Hoskins 2 away. And on the play, Adames to third.
That was a good read by Adames. Sometimes you think of, well, if the ball's hit to my right, I should stay. But it was hit softly enough that he could gain a lot of ground. It would have been very risky and unsuccessful if Lindor tried to get him at third. So watch the lead. He sees contact right away. The ball's in front of him. And watch how he turns and bows out. I like that strategy because when you go out and create a space between you and the fielder, you're blocking his ability to throw to the third baseman. So he got right in that lane.
Frelick here, lifts one in the air, down the left side. Nimmo near the line. Nimmo will run out of room as that will drift out of play.
You know, you see that a lot on right-handed first basemen on a pickoff where the guy takes off. He has to now step in to create the throwing lane. As the runner, you just try to obstruct. You create your own lane and make them have to throw the ball over you. And that's what Adames was able to do by that wide turn into third. So sneaky and smart base running.
2 down man at third, no score, bottom of the fourth. It's game 3, winner take all. The pitch. And that's tapped softly. Third base side of the mound. Quintana has it. Throw to first. And that is in time. Quintana makes the play. And through 4 innings in Milwaukee, it is 0-0. Well, college football coming away on Saturday to focus on the SEC on ABC. A triple header. Number 9, Missouri squaring off against number 25 Texas A&M at noon Eastern. Then number 5 Georgia hosting Auburn. And we cap the night with number 4 Tennessee taking on Arkansas. All 3 games also available on the ESPN app. As Jesse Winker makes his way to the plate, former Brewer, last year played 61 games with the Brewers and it just 199. And the fans letting him have it. He and Willie Adames getting into that shouting match, barking at each other, trash talking in game 1. And Winker, former All-Star 2021, he started the All-Star game as a Cincinnati Red.
Yeah, he had a tough time in September, 3 for 43. So really struggled, but he will work his walks even then.
And the next offering cut on and missed.
I mean, there's that Inviso ball. I mean, the four-seamer, you know, looks straight and true, but you see time and time again hitters swinging right under it.
Now here tonight, Francisco Lindor 2 for 2. The rest of the lineup is 0 for 12. 1-2. Myers kick steals. And that one hit him. And Winker will take his base, so the Mets have themselves a leadoff man. And Winker aboard ahead of Marte.
Not what Myers wants to do, even with the tension from game 1, because he has him right where he wants him. He's got the fastball by him. He tried to go a little bit in and went too far in.
Here's Marte, and he swings and misses. Marte 0 for 1 here, a line out to center. And he takes the strike. It's 0-2.
Marte is shown to be so good at going the other way. You know, I talked to him before the game. He talked about inside out, how his natural swing just takes him that inside out stroke and has that hole to work with a runner on.
That one in there, and he got him. 95 at the knees from Tobias Myers.
He started him with a couple of sliders and had Marte kind of thinking off speed, and then he comes with this four-seamer, perfectly located. Sanchez didn't even have to move the glove.
Here's Tyrone Taylor now. And that is in for a strike. For the Mets, no runs, 2 hits, and no errors. They've left 2. The Brewers 0-4 and 0. And the teams tonight have combined 0 for 15 with men on base. And a big swing and a miss. Nothing in 2.
You've seen a lot of the sliders break out now. During the season, 31% of his pitches to righties were sliders. And he'll throw the four-seamer, but that's that 1-2 punch. And he's able to back it up upstairs and throw it down for the chase.
Here comes the crowd. And there, got him. Taylor frozen. Back-to-back strikeouts from Myers.
I mean, you talk about swinging under the four-seamer, but the other thing is you think it's going to be lower than it is. That's the other problem you have with dealing with this pitch. It's not just the swings, it's the takes. You're like, well, oh, I thought that was going to be down. How did it end up there? And then you're fooled again.
Alvarez at the plate. And pops a foul, and that is out of play. Francisco Alvarez doing the catching, just 22 years old. Missed a chunk of time with a thumb injury. The 20th of June 11th, 01. And this one is popped up, fouled back to the plate. Sanchez will give a peek, and that'll get into the stands.
Well, Alvarez is really committed to the fastball. And it's sometimes to the detriment, or has been, to sliders and curveballs. It's opened him up with that. But he is definitely trying to jump that fastball.
Well, this place went nuts last night in the 8th when Chourio and Mitchell hit their homers. It's come to life now. And a foul ball off to our right. And a count 0-2. Tobias Myers, 26 years old. And the right-hander fires. And this one pops up. Right side, and Rhys Hoskins about even with the base. Well, how about the 26-year-old with 5 scoreless in a winner-take-all game? We're midway in the 5th.
Back in Milwaukee with Pat Murphy, you must be so impressed with your starting pitcher. It feels like he is responding. That's the message you sent your team. Every time they get someone on, he responds.
No, I believe that, you know, he's a great kid. He's been through a lot, and I'm really proud of him. I'm proud of our whole team. But we got to keep going. You know, it can change on a dime.
What's the key offensively for you guys at this point?
Well, this kid's good, man. He knows us. He's good. He studies it. He's experienced. We got to get a big hit at a big time and have the ball go our way.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Back to you, Boo.
I like it. The 65-year-old Pat Murphy talking about the 35-year-old kid from Colombia, Jose Quintana. And Quintana making his 6th career postseason appearance, his 5th career postseason start, and he's been excellent here tonight.
Not a single walk, and even though he's working out of the zone.
The 1-2 is hit on the ground. Vientos in and to his left. And one up and one down.
Well, we talked about effective out of the zone. Well, this is how it works. When he's getting the chases, this plays into his hands. Out of the zone, down changeup. Curveball getting the chase. Elevation at the top. Turning it over and going away. Making them out in front, and then helping himself out. This is how you work effectively out of the zone. You mentioned the lowest percentage of pitches in the zone, but he gets the chase with it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times I think you see a stat like that, and you're inclined to think lack of command. With Quintana, even though the walk rate is slightly above average, higher than average, I should say, it seems like more than anything, the working out of the zone is purposeful. For Quintana, the guy, the changeup is such a big pitch. He likes that two-seamer, and we've talked about how they'll work each side hitter in a different manner. Ball to strike, and the lefty delivers. And Terang takes inside.
Now, if Quintana is able to get this Brewers lineup to expand the zone to their detriment, that tells you how effective he is, because this is a team that walks and has very good plate understanding and discipline. So he's doing a great job of teasing the balls out of the zone and getting them to go for it.
2 balls and a strike. Terang waits. Ground ball. Lindor gets rid of it quickly, and a nice dig by Alonso. We just showed you Tobias Myers, 5 shutout. He's at 66 pitches, and with a man warming in the bullpen, I can't help but wonder, I think he might be done.
Well, it's that third time around effect. Third time around, 315 batting average, 366 on base, 478 slugging percentage. Are they trying to get ahead of that? Quite possibly.
Chourio takes down and away as the changeup misses. Jackson Chourio 1 for 2. At 20 years old, he's specific to his birthday, the youngest player in the majors. Got off to kind of a rough start, but from June 1st on, an OPS just shy of 900. And consider for a second, from June 26th on, the only 2 guys to register a higher wins above replacement than Jackson Chourio were Ohtani and Lindor in the National League. That's it. 1, 2, 3 from June 26th on.
Bananas.
Pitch in for a strike. You know, I go back and you think of young players, and another young kid from Venezuela, 20 years old. Remember Miguel Cabrera in 2003 for the Marlins. Next offering downstairs, and Chourio would not chase. And with 2 outs, a man aboard downstairs, and Jesse.
Yeah, guys, I think you're right. Tobias is getting some hugs. Pat Murphy came over, had a moment with him. It certainly seems like he's coming out of the game after a great outing.
Gary Sanchez giving him the handshake and the hug, so it looks like Myers done for the night, and Pat Murphy aggressively going to his pen. And I mean, again, the way the world of baseball works with analytics and looking at the information from a probability standpoint, the information tells you, all right, let's get someone else in there. But he's been pitching well, and if it doesn't work, people will second guess. Pitch inside to Blake Perkins. I mean, please see Blake Snell.
Yeah. Well, and Pat Murphy knows that baked into baseball is second guessing, no matter what you do.
No doubt.
And he's like, I'm going to make this decision and hope for the best.
Quintana ready and fires. And that's in for a strike.
Well, you look at what's coming up and you say, well, Lindor would be that third time around. He also already has 2 hits.
Yes.
It's already not gone really well in that matchup for him.
On a strike now. And the throw to first, and stepping back in safely is Jackson Chourio. No score. We're in the bottom of the 5th. The Mets and the Brewers. It is Game 3 of this National League Wild Card Series. Winner take all. The winner will head to Philadelphia and take on the Phillies Saturday. 1-1 is cut out and missed. John Chambi, Doug Lanville, and Jesse Rogers with you here on ESPN. Thanks for joining us. Playoff baseball, best time of year. We had 3 sweeps. This is the only Game 3. And we are glad to have it. A little toss over there. In fact, if you include the COVID-shortened season of 2020, in the 20 total series, there have been now, including this one, only 4 of 20 series that have gone to a game 3. The rest have been sweeps. Pitch upstairs. Gonna count 2-2.
Quintana knows Perkins has a lot of swing and miss in his game, and the changeup down and away worked really well. He may be setting it up now. He went to four-seam up at the eyes. He can turn that changeover over again.
Churriel at first as he's on the move, and that one fouled away. Like Perkins mentioned, really good defender. He was originally drafted in the second round by the Nationals back in 2015. And again, the Brewers, savvy organization on a budget, finding Blake Perkins and signed him as a free agent in November of 22. Same month they signed Tobias Myers. 2-2. There goes the runner. And a pitch is high, throw to second, too late. And it's a stolen base. Second of the night for the Brewers. And the first for Churriel.
Once you get the collective information on how to go first move on Quintana or anybody, you share it. And the excellent first base coach Quentin Berry over there understanding and communicating that fact.
2 outs, now a man in scoring position. Quintana having trouble hearing pitch count. And now he'll step off. And Alvarez heading out to the mound. And now the entire infield will join that meeting. Tobias Myers looking on. Brilliant work for the kid from Florida. 5 scoreless innings.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. 5 strikeouts. No free passes. I mean, you can't script it better if you're the Brewers. Like, put us deep in the game, at least a tie. Certainly we want runs, but he did everything he could do to put his team in this position.
Just about everybody on their feet, waving those yellow rally towels. A man in scoring position. And 2 outs here, bottom of the 5th. Churriel at second, 3-2. And a payoff pitch. That's ripped down the line, curling, foul. Perkins, during the year, hit 6 home runs. Quintana, the pitch count continues to climb up to 75 pitches thrown. The lefty is ready. The 3-2. Serve down the right side, but slices foul, and they'll do it again. And the Mets starting to get activity in their bullpen as we have the righty Jose Buto up.
Well, Quintana, interesting, has not gone back to the changeup, which struck out Perkins earlier in this game, to turn it over down and away.
And it's second, 2 down. Payoff pitch. Swing and a ground ball to short. Lindor got a hustle, throw to first. In time, Francisco Lindor. Brilliant defender, and he gets the fleet-footed Blake Perkins. Still no score, end of 5. Tobias Myers getting the hugs in the dugout. His night is over. 5 shutout innings. And he was brilliant. He'll give way to the big right-hander Trevor McGill. You see his regular season numbers. He acted as their closer with Devin Williams out for the first few months. And McGill put up, I mean, a 27% K rate and a 2.72 ERA.
21 saves in that process, but four-seamer, he's coming at you, and he'll top 100, 101. He has a knuckle curve. That's the combination. So he is coming hard and furious.
It was McGill that they used right in back of Montas to kind of get things going in a better direction last night. He fired an inning and a third scoreless baseball. I mean, so think about it. I mean, it's the 6th inning, and he's going to a guy that's pitched major leverage innings. First offering to Lindor misses. And ball 1, no strikes. The winner will move on to Philadelphia and the division series. Right here it is game 3 of this wild card series. Mets and Brewers 0-0. Swing and a high fly ball out towards right center field. And Frelick is there, and he's got it.
Well, if there's a silver lining to losing your closer, Devin Williams, it's that all these pitchers spread out these opportunities to get saves, and they have a familiarity now with high leverage.
Yep.
All of them, their saves spread out all through this bullpen.
But 1 down now, and it is Mark Vientos. Vientos 0 for 2. And McGill pumps in a strike. Vientos, who hails from South Florida. And it's amazing with these young kids playing travel ball. The elite level players all know each other. Talking with Bryce Terang pregame, I said, do you know anybody on the other side? He said, yeah, me and Vientos were roommates on the Team USA 15 and under team. Swing and a miss right there. So think about that for a second. One guy was 14 at the time in Bryce Terang, and he's from California, and he's rooming with the kid from Florida. You know, I mean, so the elite level players are meeting each other earlier and earlier in every sport. Vientos down on strikes, and McGill gets the punch out.
It's all the same, business and baseball. The data gives you the framework in which to go out and compete. Making those key decisions at key moments and then knowing the impact, that's the magic.
Sage is helping business leaders like Hal Rickman Jr. make smarter, faster decisions.
Here's a swing and a high fly ball off the bat of Nimmo. Playable for Frelick. He has it. And Trevor McGill, I should say, says, let's go. Midway in the 6th, 0-0. You're watching the 2024 Wild Card Series presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet. Get internet how you want it. And who did you want? If you wanted the Italian sausage to win the race, you're a winner. Polish sausage. Yeah. Andrew Monasterio, Quentin Berry, rooting him on. Come on.
So I think they're considering adding a tofu sausage to just round it out.
The impossible sausage. First offering cut on by Contreras, and it's 0-1. No score. We're in the bottom of the 6th. John Shambi, Doug Glanville, and Jesse Rogers. Contreras 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. And we got ourselves a ball game right here. Winner take all, scoreless through 5.5. Downstairs. By the way, in the wild card era, so that begins with the 95 season. This is the 4th winner take all game to be scoreless through 5 innings. And that includes that great 0-1 game 7 of the World Series, Diamondbacks and Yankees. So a rarity. We got ourselves a unicorn here. 2-1 is fouled off. And into the mitt of Alvarez, who holds it. 2-2 on Contreras, who doesn't, at least moving when he's been running down first, look completely right with that left knee hurting, left knee soreness, and he was moved from catcher to DH. 2-2 from Quintana. And that one misses down low. Contreras would not find. I tell you, Jose Quintana has been excellent. They still have activity in the bullpen right now. The Mets do. The 3-2. Swing and a ball lifted in the air. Lazy fly ball, right field. Taylor will make the catch. Folks, a reminder, the MLB app, your team, your players, your home for postseason baseball. Get personalized highlights and push notifications just for you. Download the MLB app and do it today. Carlos Mendoza and the Mets hoping to push across a run coming up and punch their ticket for the division series and take on their rival, the Phillies. As Adames swings and misses.
Well, this matchup is actually favorable for the Mets. Adames 191 on the season against left-handed pitching.
Next offering is tapped foul. But what do you make of that? I mean, that's a weird number. It's not one that I would expect to continue for really Adames, and I certainly don't know that I would want to bring in a lefty against him, right?
No, at 4 home runs against lefties, 28 against righties. Now, his swing, he does have a very kind of loopy topspin swing through the zone, and they've been turning over changeups and powering up and away against him, and it's worked so far this season.
Well, now bases empty, 0-2. And that's outside. Adames shares something in common with Pete Alonso. He is a free agent to be. They're probably 2 of the top, I don't know, 6 free agents. Both these guys could be playing their final games in that specific uniform. Pitch in the dirt. For Adames, he came over in a trade from Tampa Bay in May of 21, solidified the shortstop spot, became one of their leaders, and this year put up a monster year in his walk season. The defensive metrics regressed a bit, but he is considered a good defender. And just 29 years old. Right-hand hitter waits. 2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss, and that one kicks away from Alvarez. He'll pick it up and throw him out. Well done by Alvarez. Great pitch. That one in the dirt as Alvarez able to block it, and there's 2 away.
And Alvarez had a long way to go to get this ball. This was not right in front of the plate. You see him go down, get the block, has to avoid Adames, and he has a long way to run. So he's in that crouch, that one extended leg. You got to come out of that crouch, circle the ball, and about halfway to the mound, creates the angle.
So Quintana at 88 pitches. And at 88 pitches, he'll face number 99, Gary Sanchez. And a breaking ball misses. Nope, that's in there for a strike. And it's nothing in one. Sanchez, a double, and he's lined out. And a swing and a miss. Jose Quintana, his last appearance in the postseason was 2022 as a member of the Cardinals in the wild card series against the Phillies, and he was brilliant. 5 1/3, 2 hits, and no runs, carrying a 3.86 postseason ERA in his career into this start. And he's gone 5 2/3 scoreless here tonight. So as this one turns into a battle of the bullpens, you think advantage Brewers. They had the best bullpens in the bigs. The 1-2. That one check swing, appeal to first, did not go. Alan Porter.
So the Brewers are in the mode right now, bringing in the closer in the 6th, or at least the previous closer in McGill. They're run preventing. They're trying to keep the Mets at 0, get all the best matchups, and then hope they push a run across.
Pat Murphy lurking back there behind Sal Frelick. Next pitch in the dirt. Both these guys first-year managers. Pat Murphy had a chance to manage just a tiny bit. 1990, or I should say 2015, 96 games he managed for the Padres. And now time called, and Alvarez will race out to the mound. And again, the reason for the sprint is so there would not be a pitch clock violation. So it would be a mound visit with a count 3-2. A pitch clock violation would have meant ball 4 and a base runner for the Brewers.
He's no longer sprinting.
No, now he is walking back. Nothing, bottom of the 6th. The Mets 2 hits, the Brewers 4 hits. We played error-free baseball. And that pitch cut out and missed. And Quintana is pumped up. A strikeout. And what a performance by the lefty. Still no score as we move to the 7th. Well, Francisco Lindor and the Mets, Jackson Chourio and the Brewers locked up in a great ball game thanks to brilliant starting pitching. Tobias Myers and Jose Quintana. Myers 5 scoreless, Quintana 6 scoreless. And this is the 4th winner-take-all game to be scoreless through 6 innings in postseason history. Go back, the Mets were involved in the most recent one, the 2016 wild card game at Citi Field against the Giants, the 91 World Series Twins Braves, in 1968 the Tigers and the Cardinals. Nick Mears into the game and delivers a pitch down and away, and Alonso able to check his swing. All right, so there are the overall numbers for Mears between the Rockies and the Brewers. A lot of strikeout there. The ERA a little high. ERA not always a great indicator of a reliever's performance.
Yeah, one bad outing could really set you back, but in his case, he gives up a lot of hits. The walks can be a challenge, 7 home runs and not a whole lot of innings, but a lot of strikeouts.
The 2-0. That's in for a strike. Fielding independent pitching is a stat that is used to determine how well a pitcher performs regardless of how well the defense defends. His FIP, and it's in an ERA form, is 3.39. So next offering cut on and missed. So there's something the Brewers like about Mears. Obviously the strikeouts, but
the defense may not have been helping him for some reason. They have a great defensive team, very athletic, fast. So mostly that is an asset. Where you see the velocity, 98 miles an hour. He's got some good life.
Next pitch down and away. Three balls, 2 strikes, nobody on and nobody out. No score in the 7th. Mears ready. Alonso waits. And swing and a miss struck him out. And Alonso is gone. And look who's up in the bullpen for the Brewers. Fastball Freddy, who was the starter in game 1. And he went 68 pitches, so a little fresher than what he'd normally be after just 1 day of rest. So Peralta getting loose out there. Deal 1. And a swing and a miss. Iglesias chasing that time. The Mets have just 2 hits, and they're both from Francisco Lindor. And that one in the dirt. Ducky, how about this? Scoreless in the top of the 7th. In game 3, winner take all of this wild card series. Great pitching here tonight. 1-2 outside.
Yeah, just really beautifully pitched by both teams. Just location, the plan, the execution of that plan, not really giving a lot of free passes up.
2-2. And that one downstairs. And again, we showed you the stat earlier, but it's just, you know, the last 6 years plus this season, can't help but wonder, 0-0, who's going to be the guy to bop one out and be the difference maker. That's usually the way these games of late are determined. 3-2 hit on the ground to short. Adames to his right. Strong throw in time, and Iglesias is out.
Well, any one of these batters can have that potential when you talk about power game. Winker's one of those.
Well, they have showered him with boos. All 3 at bats. He was hit by a pitch his last time up, officially 0 for 1. A big hit in the second inning of game 1, a 2-run triple, eventually was pinch hit for, and JD Martinez in his spot came up with a huge 2-run pinch hit single. And a swing and a miss. And Winker on the follow through banged the back of Gary Sanchez's helmet, I believe. And here comes the crowd. Packed house, rally towels in full effect. No score, top 7. And a pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Mears gets him 1, 2, 3. 9 in a row retired by Brewers pitching. Time to stretch. No score here in game 3. Well, the winner of this game and this series will face the Phillies. 95 wins, most since 2011 for Philadelphia, and their brilliant ace, maybe the best pitcher in the game, in Zach Wheeler. And they could score with the likes of Harper and Castellanos and Turner and Schwarber. The best home record in the majors. The Phillies had not won the division since 2011. Last year, getting to Game 7 of the National League Championship Series. They lost in the World Series the year before that. And you'll see the Phillies against either the Mets or the Brewers, 4 Eastern, Saturday on Fox. Meanwhile, postseason starts in the division series on TBS. Saturday, 1 Eastern, Tigers and Guardians, and then Royals and Yankees at 6:30 on TBS. Padres at the Dodgers later on that night. Jose Butto will take over. And that one swung on and missed by Jake Bowers, who hits for Rhys Hoskins. I'll tell you what, the Phillies lost an unbelievable winner-take-all game in 2011 in the NLDS to the Cardinals. Carpenter and Halladay, about as good a pitching battle as you will ever see. Bowers at the plate, left-hand batter waits, 1-1, and that's bounced foul.
Bowers loves to attack early in the zone as a pinch hitter. You're trying to be aggressive. He's got the power. He also has the swing and miss. A lot of strikeouts, 118 on the season. But he does have the 12 home runs.
Jose Butto delivers. And the pitch is upstairs outside.
Butto's been really sharp for the Mets. Doesn't give up a lot of hits. Good strikeout pitcher. Keeps the ball in the ballpark. Four-seamer. Sinker has been a really good pitch for him that he's used more.
Next offering is upstairs. Butto, 2 scoreless innings in the Game 1 win. And he's gone the distance here with the pinch hitter, Jake Bowers. Bowers hitting for Hoskins. 3-2. Swing and a high fly ball. Right field. On its way. Gone. Pinch hit homer. Jake Bowers. And the Brewers have the lead here in the 7th. He stood at the plate, he watched it. Dougie, that was an absolute no-doubter. And another key homer for the Brewers from a guy off the bench. Last night, Mitchell. Tonight, Jake Bauers.
Well, Bauers put himself into the count where he could do the damage. He likes to jump the first pitch, but he worked it to the full count. And this is a changeup, a turnover pitch that he doesn't get in there. And Bauers just stays back, one hand through the zone, showing how much power he has. And he absolutely knew it. Boom.
And now it's Freewick. That one's out of here. Sal Freewick. Back to back. And it is 2-0. Oh my goodness. First pitch and he hammered it.
Well, you can't say home runs are contagious, but the Brewers are catching it right now.
Listen to this place. And a slider for a strike to Joey Ortiz. Home runs on back-to-back pitches. I think Willie Adames came close to running on the playing field. I believe he was close to being in fair territory. And there's the owner, Mark Antanasio. He hasn't seen his team win a playoff series since 2018 when they got a game from the World Series against the Dodgers.
Well, this is an accomplishment in and of itself, but Bruto, 6 home runs on the year in 74 innings. This is not easy to do off of the stuff that he has.
The breaking ball missing inside. They're now 2-2. Ortiz 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. And a line drive softly hit to short. Lindor makes the catch. And there's one away. Well, Doug, we alluded to it earlier in the broadcast. You look recent history in the playoffs. Since 2018, you're talking about a winning percentage of over .840. And here's Sal Frelick. During the regular year, he hit 2 home runs.
I mean, regular year, but September is over. October is now.
And he is a big-time player, Sal Frelick, the kid from Boston, doing Dustin Pedroia proud. And the Brewers have a 2-0 lead. Jake Bauers, the first player in Major League history with a go-ahead pinch hit homer in the 7th or later of a winner-take-all postseason game. So history tonight here in Milwaukee. And we'll see if it stays relevant. Edwin Diaz will take over. So they bring in their closer. The pitch downstairs to Bryce Terang. They count 1-1. So with 1 out and nobody on, Carlos Mendoza saying, that's it, no more. I got to have my best guy, and I can't let him score anymore.
And this is part of what they do in the postseason approach. Stop the momentum, whatever it is. Stop it in its tracks. Give yourself a chance to get the offense.
Diaz, and a 2-1 misses outside. Remember that heavy workload he had on Monday. He was not available for the opener on Tuesday. And a pitch down low, and he walked him. So Diaz comes in, and Terang is aboard. And you know Bryce is going to be ready to run.
Oh, he's going to run. Like, there's no question about it. Diaz typically slow to the plate, doesn't want to disrupt what he needs to do and get the hitter. And 16 for 16 on the regular season, stolen bases against Diaz.
There goes the runner. The pitch is a ball. Throw to second. Too late. Terang has it stolen. He swiped 50 during the regular year and was caught just 6 times.
Yeah, I mean, base stealer who knows the situation. Big leg kick. He's just gone.
Chourio takes inside, started to swing, and then stopped. And it's 2-0. Jackson Chourio, a single, a flyout, a walk, and a stolen base. What a series this kid's had. Swing and a miss. The slider darting down and away, and Chourio comes up empty. Brewers 2, Mets nothing. Back-to-back homers. Home runs on back-to-back pitches. Bowers and Freeland. Swing and a fly ball, softly hit left field, charging Nimmo. And he comes in and he makes the catch.
Well, Diaz has had his struggles, but still ends up with good numbers, of very powerful on the strikeout side. More home runs this year really hurt him.
Edwin Diaz struck out 39% of the batters that he faced this season. Now Blake Perkins turns around and hits left-handed. It is ball 1. Remember, these two teams, they are comeback-type teams. For the Mets, for example, only Cleveland and the Los Angeles Dodgers came back and won a game more frequently than the Mets did. The Mets had 41 comeback wins, Cleveland 42, the Dodgers 43. The Brewers were top 5 with 39. That's the strike. Remember on Monday, the Mets coming back multiple times in that dramatic game 1 against the Braves. Brewers leading 2-0. Pitch is outside. And now it's 3-1 on Blake Perkins.
Well, comeback for the Mets is now a mandate. There is no tomorrow without a comeback. And Diaz is doing what he can to stop the scoring now.
The 3-1. Jack swing, appeal to third, did not go, and it's ball 4. And it's the second walk that Diaz has issued. And now Contreras will come to the plate and play Edwin Diaz entrance music.
Yeah, this is a collision of forces that I'm not sure I can wrap my brain around here.
Contreras, who put together such a magnificent year, arguably the top catcher in the game by wins above replacement has had the top OPS for catchers. 0 for 3 in this one. And a pitch way outside. Diaz kind of spraying it all over the place right here.
Yeah, location, he's very erratic. And one thing got to watch, they have absolute blazing speed on the bases. They could take third, they could take second.
There goes Terang, double steal, and they'll both steal the bag without a throw.
I mean, why not? You know, the pitcher is not really paying attention to you. He's got the big leg kick. Being at third, better than being at second.
Next pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Brewers did not have a stolen base through the first 2 games of this series. They've got 5 here tonight. This one popped up. Alonso in foul territory. Under it. And he can't make the play.
Well, he had a lot of time to get under this ball, and right-handed batter is going to have that hook coming back, and it starts to sail on him. And as he sails, he's just dealing with the net. So he's looking to see what happened. One of those you have to get closer to the net, maybe jump, try to get the net out of factor.
2-2. And that's outside. Alvarez trying to frame it, but no sale, says Vic Carapazza, on a pitch that missed the strike zone. So here we go. 2 out, second and third. The Brewers a 2-0 lead, bottom 7. Diaz trying to finish off Contreras with a full count. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. But the Brewers, a huge inning, lots of emotion. The power-packed punch of Jake Bauers. And then Sal Frelick follows 2-zip. The 2024 Wild Card Series is presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet. Get internet how you want. Sal Frelick and Jake Bauers with the back-to-back homers on back-to-back pitches. And look who's into the game. Freddie Peralta making his first relief appearance in September of 2022. And he pumps in a strike to Starling Marte. Mets now 14 straight scoreless innings. And Marte waves at that. New defensive first baseman, and he's the guy with the first big homer, Jake Bauers. Peralta ahead 0-2. Righty deals.
Well, Peralta has that starter mix, four-seamer, slider, changeup, curveball. Good arm. He's been able to make 32 starts this season.
1-2. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ground ball to the right side, collected by Turan. And there's 1 out. Folks, eligible Capital One rewards card holders, you can redeem your rewards for tickets to the MLB postseason on Capital One Entertainment. Visit CapitalOne.com/entertainment for more information. And they chant Freddie at Peralta. He pumps in a strike to Tyrone Taylor. 0-1. These two teams met 6 times during the regular year, and the Brewers won 5 of them as Taylor fouls it back. Crowd on its feet. 0-2. Taylor 0 for 2 tonight. Peralta deals. Big slow breaking ball that misses down low. So for Pat Murphy, the formula seems pretty clear. 3 outs from Freddie Peralta and then 3 from Devin Williams. A 1-2. Fly ball right field. Frelick back, and that's playable for him. And there are 2 outs. So the Brewers now 4 outs away from punching their ticket in the division series.
Well, you go back to that domination Brewers regular season, and they ran. They stole the Mets' back pockets, everything they took from the running game, and they brought it back here in Game 3.
Peralta ready and fires. And that's bounced foul of third. Kicks down the line. Alvarez in this one 0 for 2. The Mets have 2 hits, and Lindor has both of them. A double to start the game and a single in the third. That's been it. And that one sweeps outside. A slider missing. The only other base runner besides those 2 hits for Lindor, when Jesse Winker was hit on the elbow in the 5th. Pete Alonso and company have been shut down. Next offering down low.
Yeah, they've not issued a single walk. It's been in the zone, command, weak contact.
And now time call. Well, certainly painful for Met fans as they watch their team after furiously coming back in that game 1 on Monday, being shut down here tonight. A swing and a miss as Peralta evens the count on Alvarez. Tobias Myers tonight, 5 scoreless for the Brewers starter. He was great. 2-2. To third, backing up Ortiz. And a 1-2-3 inning for fastball Freddie. Let's take a look at tonight's active plays of the game, brought to you by the Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card. Jake Bauers unloads on Jose Butto, and the very next pitch, Sal Frelick. A back-to-back situation here in Milwaukee, and it gives the Brewers a 2-0 lead. Very active indeed. As we check our game track, Jose Quintana spectacular for the Mets. 6 shutout innings, Bauers and Frelick back-to-back. And right now, Milwaukee with a 2-0 edge. Ball 1 to Willy Adames. It'll be Adames, and then Sanchez, and then Bauers.
Diaz having a lot of trouble with command, just very erratic, and it's forcing him to be in that zone.
Swing and a miss, and a count 2-1. The Mets in the 9th, top of the order. Lindor, Vientos, and Nimmo scheduled against, we assume, Devin Williams, but shall see. The only 2 hits for the Mets here tonight. Brewers leading it 2-0. Game 3, winner take all, National League Wild Card Series, as Adames fouls one away. Really, Adames, but South really hit that home run. I thought he was actually going to run on the field. Adames fouls that one back.
Yeah, he might have tackled Frelick.
But it's the type of emotion, the type of celebration that you love in the playoffs.
And Adames, you go back to this regular season in August, he hit 10 home runs. But it's part of that surge that really got this Brewer team finishing strong. They controlled first base for so much of the season. And he just put that extra oomph in that August performance.
And Adames hanging in there against Edwin Diaz. The Brewers 2 runs, 6 hits, and no errors. The Mets 0-2-0. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Nobody on, nobody out. Here comes. Swing and a miss. Struck him out, and Adames is gone. Now coming up on SportsCenter following our game, full post-game coverage of the first winter go-home game in the Major League postseason, and then they'll break down a battle for control of the NFC South between the Bucs and the Falcons. They'll look back at Caitlin Clark and her incredible rookie season, as she was named Rookie of the Year today. Gary Sanchez takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Sanchez, they had a pretty good idea last night as they left the ballpark that Contreras may not be able to play. They weren't even entirely sure he would play. And he ended up being the DH.
Well, they're going to have to take that one day at a time, but obviously questions will abound should they advance. A very important two-way catcher, really arguably one of the best, if not the best in the game.
Yeah, I think right now you can make the case that he's right there. Goodbye by Gary Sanchez, 2-2 the count. Check swing and a foul back to the backstop.
Diaz starting to fill up the zone a little bit more. 99, getting some more velocity as well. 99 miles an hour.
Sanchez waits, and a tapper back to the mound. And Diaz goes about halfway and then tosses to the polar bear. 2 down. And here comes Jake Bauers. Well, you knew he'd get quite an ovation. He came on as a pinch hitter in the 7th and took a 3-2 changeup and blasted it high and deep over the right field wall. He swings and misses here.
Yeah, he loves that first pitch, and for good reason. He hit 457 during the regular season.
That one in there for a strike, and it's 0-2.
But the risk reward is when you have a lot of swing and miss, and you miss that first pitch, you're in quite a hole. So he has the strikeouts to go with it.
0-2. Outside again for the Mets in the 9th. Lindor, Vientos, and Nimmo scheduled. Ball and 2 strikes. Diaz kicks, fires. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Bauers is gone, and the Brewers go 1-2-3. We're headed to the 9th. Winner take all. Last chance for the Mets. Lindor, Vientos, and Nimmo coming up. Back here at American Family Field, John Shambi, Doug Glanville, and Jesse Rogers. Devin Williams into the game to try and close it out. He got a chance to do that last night. Remember, he didn't debut until July 28th this year with fractures in his back. Mark Antonaccio looking on, hoping to watch the Brewers win their first postseason series since 2018. And a tough battle to start. Williams having trouble hearing pitch com. Can't hear it. And is this going to be a pitch clock violation? Is it going to be a mound visit?
They're not working.
Or is it a call to technical support?
Get another one.
And now they're going to bring out another pitch com. Vic Carapazza out here. But one of the things you find with pitch com more often than not, it's either not charged or the volume isn't all the way up. As a general idea, that's pretty much it. PitchCom, as much as we as broadcasters like to talk, it does not go down. It's just a matter of sometimes guys don't have the volume up loud enough, and sometimes they're not charged. That is about it. So, you know, it doesn't malfunction. At least very rarely, I should say.
Well, they need to make my dishwasher then. Awesome.
A new pitch com in hand and ready to go. Williams to Lindor. And a pitch misses outside. Francisco Lindor is the Mets' only 2 hits here tonight. A double in the first, a single in the third. He's also flied out. Pitch in for a strike, and there's that changeup, that devastating changeup. That's his signature pitch.
It's so nasty, it's so hard, but then has a lot of bite.
And a 1-1. Swing and a miss. And he pairs that changeup with a heater at 96. Williams ready, Lindor waits. The 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The kick, the pitch. Too high. Vientos waiting in the on-deck circle. Down to our left is Lindor trying to set the table as the Mets trail 2-0 in the ninth. Williams fires. And that's fouled away. Lindor hanging in there. What a season for Francisco Lindor. Certainly one of the top 2 MVP candidates in the National League. He got off to a rough start this year and finished with a flourish. Switch hitter batting left, the 3-2. Foul out of play.
And part of that flourish was getting into that leadoff slot. Hit over 300, almost a 380 on base percentage, hit 26 of his home runs in the leadoff slot.
Lindor back in, awaits a 3-2. Here it comes. Check swing, did he go? No swing, ball 4. And the Mets have a base runner.
Lindor doing with his bat, but doing it with his eye, the discipline. You're facing Williams. He could do anything. He elevates with that hard fastball. He got the changeup, and he clearly holds back on a pitch that was outside.
Good call at third by Brennan Miller. Here's Vientos. Swing and a miss. Mark Vientos 0 for 3. Brewers 2, Mets nothing. We're in the ninth. Lindor at first. And a righty deals. Bounce towards third, but foul. Brewers defensively at third, short, and second. Very good. Ortiz can play all 3 infield spots. Terang likely an opportunity to take the Gold Glove away from Nico Horner in the National League. And now Vientos asks for time and steps out. 0-2 on the Mets' young third baseman.
Well, defensively, they're guarding that line. Ortiz is way over there. Try not to give any doubles away. Put the winning run in scoring position.
Williams deals. Outside and low.
Vientos actually has had very good success hitting changeup. Now, Devin Williams' changeup is in a category by itself, but he's pretty good at it.
1-2, the pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out. And the Brewers 2 outs away.
Well, it's so hard to cover north and south, up and down with Williams because he's got the fastball that you have to catch up to, but he's got the changeup that you're chasing down that keeps going further down away from your swing.
And now it's Nimmo 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Williams deals. And it's bounced foul. Nice play by the ball boy down there. Very athletic. Nimmo been with this organization since 2011. Dribbles that one foul. First round pick that year out of high school in Wyoming. He went to free agency and then signed that 8-year free agent deal. Now in year 2, right here fighting for his life. 0-2, 1 out man at first. 2-0 Brewers in the ninth. That's a base hit out into right center. Lindor racing around second. On his way to third. Nimmo with a single. And they're at the corners with 1 out here in the ninth.
Nimmo had very good swings on the changeups considering how tough Williams' changeup is. So he was able to stay back, but getting a third bite of the apple, the turnover changeup, he's right on it. Head position down. Didn't want to do too much to it, pull off. He's staying straight through. Head position guides him where he's going, and that allowed him to stay on that changeup and actually hit it hard.
Chris Hook out to the mound and visiting with Devin Williams to chat with him about the plan against Pete Alonso.
And you're going to need a plan. You know, he's been a little off getting the bat head out there for the pull, but he's one click away from being able to get that bat head out and go back into his power mode, left field, left center, and straight away.
Well, it is bite your fingernails time for Carlos Mendoza and for the folks watching at Citi Field, a watch party to support their Mets, their great fan base, checking out this game. Here's Alonso now, the pitch. And that one in for a strike. Could quite possibly be the final at bat in a Met uniform for Pete Alonso. Who knows? A free agent here in this game, 0 for 3. Third all-time in the Met home run list. The 0-1. On a strike, Alonso with big-time power.
He's going to have to pick a pitch and commit.
First and third, one away. And a pitch. And that's too high. Williams this year a 1.25 ERA in limited action, coming back from the IL. The year before that 1.53. The year before that 1.93. The 2-1. And that's inside, and now it's 3 balls and a strike. And Jose Iglesias in the on-deck circle.
Williams, a prolific strikeout pitcher, 38 strikeouts, 21 2/3. A little bit erratic this at bat to Alonso.
Lindor at third, Nimmo at first. The pitch. Swing and a ball drilled. Right field. Frelick back at the wall. Out of here! It's out of here! Alonso an opposite field home run, and the Mets have the lead. Pete Alonso, the polar bear, takes Devin Williams deep. And here in the ninth, the comeback kids have done it again. It's 3-2 Mets.
Wow, well, Pete Alonso committed and stayed back and went to right field, something he did not do this season. The power to right field over the fence power. And look at his head position. He just flicked it and yelled, knowing he got all of it.
Wow. Alonso the homer, and this place is stunned. And Alonso feeling the love in the dugout as the Mets scoreless through 8, 1 swing. Pete Alonso turned the tables. Amazing.
They got their OMG pose that they traditionally do right there.
That one dribbled foul. The Mets have been scoreless in the 15 previous innings.
Well, on the season, he had 34 home runs, 2 to right field.
Well, the next offering foul back, and Iglesias hanging in there. 1 out, bases clear. Pete Alonso has the biggest hit of the night. Man. Williams the 0-2. And a ground ball to the right side. Terang takes it in. And out number 2.
When you talk about committing to a pitch away, he just stays on this. And he hadn't been getting the bat head out to pull the ball, but he stayed with it to go opposite field. And with that kind of power and strength, he could pull it off.
And look at Citi Field. Oh, boy. That is something else. Pete Alonso, what a moment. His biggest moment in a Met uniform. No question about it. As Winker fouls one back. What a game here tonight. Scoreless through 6 in a winner-take-all postseason game. And Mark Attanasio, his fortunes have turned.
Williams only gave up 1 home run in his limited time this season and never gave up more than 5 an entire season.
The 1-2. And Winker fouls it away. Edwin Diaz, by the way, at 39 pitches. And the Mets have David Peterson warming in the pen. So we'll see how Carlos Mendoza handles things. Lefty appears ready. 1-2. And that one inside, and it hit him. And Winker hit for the 2nd time here tonight. So with 2 outs, a base runner for the Mets. And again, it continues. And Starling Marte. The Mets leading at 3-2 with scoreless going to the bottom of the 7th. Jake Bauers, a pinch hit home run to give the Brewers the lead. Frelick followed on the next pitch with a homer to make it 2-0. And here in the 9th, Lindor the walk, a 1-out single by Nimmo, and then Alonso goes deep. There goes Winker. Throw down to second. Tag. Safe at second, and Winker has a stolen base.
He's pointing to his head, taking a split second there as he went in. And got hit on the noggin there, so regrouping.
Winker, a guy who's dealt with back issues in his career.
Well, he goes in head first, and as he comes through, it seemed like there was contact there, but seemed really disoriented after that.
Appears he's going to stay in the game.
They have Acuna on the bench, who Torrens, J.D. Martinez, and Harrison Bader. Nonetheless, he put himself into scoring position with that stolen base, trying to find a way to get his team another extra run.
And now Marte, ball 1, no strikes. The pitch, swing and a miss. This one scoreless through 6 in the history of the game. Just the 4th winner-take-all game scoreless through 6 innings. The 1-1, swing and a miss. And again, we talked about the grit that both of these teams have shown, the resiliency, response, the word that Pat Murphy uses, but they both have it. And there's a base hit into right field. Here's Winker around third. Frelick's throw to the plate, and that one's offline. Winker is in. Down to second, Marte, and the Mets have added a run, and it's 4-2. That is huge.
Well, you go back, and that stolen base, Winker puts him in the scoring position, and Marte has been so good at rifling the ball to right field all series long. He has an inside-out swing. Watch him pull his hands in. Just slick, and just flicks it over the other way. And the base running to watch out for the throw and then take second base. Another opportunity, puts him into scoring position. And Winker just does the two-handed crunch slam of the helmet. He broke it as well. But he's fired up.
We got a pitching change here in Milwaukee. The Mets knock out the closer. Marte delivers some insurance. Pete Alonso stands to be the hero for the Mets. His opposite field 3-run homer with 1 out off Devin Williams gave the Mets a 3-2 lead. They now lead it 4-2. Williams is out. Joe Ross is in. And here's the swing off the bat of Tyrone Taylor, left field towards the corner, and a catch made by Churio, and that ends the inning. The Mets, though, score 4 times, and they are 3 outs away from a ding with the Phillies. Pete Alonso knocking it over the wall to right. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. They're loving it at Citi Field. 4-2 Mets. The pitch. Swing and a ball drilled. Right field. Frelick back at the wall. Out of here! It's out of here! Alonso, an opposite field home run, and the Mets had the lead. And the Mets adding a run. The polar bear with that big 3-run homer. And it's now 4-2. And David Peterson on to try to finish things off for the Mets. 3 outs away, and he delivers strike 1 to Frelick, who swings and laces a base hit the other way. And the Brewers will not go quietly. Peterson on here and getting an opportunity after a brilliant season as a starter, but he hasn't pitched as a reliever since last year. But look at those numbers. Not a huge strikeout guy, though, Doug.
No, but very productive 2.9 ERA. And the sinker plays 31% of the time during the regular season. 4-seamer, slider, changeup, and curveball. Whole repertoire, 5 pitches.
Yeah, he gets ground balls. Here's Ortiz, and the pitch outside. Ortiz 0 for 3. Here at American Family Field in Milwaukee, the roof is closed. And the Mets 3 outs away from the division series. That one in there for a strike. And it's 1-1. It's everybody on their feet. Mets have Ryan Stanek up. Frelick at first, the 1-1. Swing and a miss. There is Stanek getting loose. Doug, how huge is that insurance run and that pro at bat from Marte just punching it the other way? We've seen him do it multiple times in this series.
You know, especially a team that doesn't really live on the home run as the Brewers.
The 1-2. Bounced foul.
The Brewers are very accustomed to manufacturing those runs with their legs, so they take them one at a time more often than not. They have the home runs, of course, tonight.
Yep.
But their natural game is a little more station to station, first to third-ish. And that extra run puts a lot of extra pressure.
Riley Cap with a towel on top. Peterson deals. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Ortiz is gone, and the Mets are 2 outs away.
He got the chase that he was looking for. Turned it over on the changeup and then goes 4-seam up. Look at that run. That takes a little bit of a left turn from our perspective and sails right out of the zone, but gets the chase to take it with it.
And now it's Terang 0 for 2. 4-2 Mets. We're in the bottom of the 9th. Throw to first, and Frelick a step off the base, back in. And the pitch. And that one hit on a bounce. Yep. Throw to first. Out, and it's a double play. And it's over. It's over. A double play to end the game. And the Mets are moving on to Philadelphia.
What a play by Lindor. To know and read it, knowing it was difficult to decide if it was going to be caught in the air or not, and then takes it himself.
What a finish. Francisco Lindor, fittingly enough, right in the middle of it. And he turns a brilliant double play and gets An unbelievably fast runner. Carlos Mendoza and company celebrate, and the Mets will take on the Phillies in the division series. Wow, did they show a lot of grit, a lot of toughness, and they've done it all season long, and I think I should say all week long if you go back to that Monday Game 1 and the win against the Atlanta Braves.
Well, especially when you think about Pete Alonso struggling a little bit. Also, we asked the question, is that broken bat hit from yesterday going to get him going? And he still took it to the end, but got the biggest hit of the Mets season. They were down against one of the great closers in this game, and he committed to a pitch, and he didn't miss it, and absolutely put the Mets on his back and put him over the top.
Francisco Lindor firing up the Met fans that are in the house. Hugs for Bader and Mendoza. Pretty amazing. A Met team that began the year through June 2nd, 24-35. They finished 65-38, the best record in baseball. Another look, the final out on a short hop. Lindor himself. What a play to finish it up. A 6-3 double play, and the Mets will go to the division series. And so the New York Mets, who have played just shy of 1,100 games against the Philadelphia Phillies, but have never played them in the postseason, will meet the Phillies coming up on Saturday in Philadelphia.
Well, this Met team all season long, good pitching. A lot of starters that had career years have figured it out, and they executed all season long. And they were waiting for these bats, and they were inconsistent, but then when it counted, they turned the gear. Last 100 games of the season, they were lights out, and all of a sudden they look up, and this big series win gets them into the NLDS.
Yeah, the NLDS. And look, Doug, you talk about Alonso's home run, but the reality is it started with Lindor. A tough battle with Devin Williams. He's able to work the walk, and then with one out, Nimmo the single. I mean, some big at-bats by those guys, but who else but Lindor setting the table as their leadoff guy, an MVP candidate. And the hero tonight, though, no doubt about it, Pete Alonso, and he is standing by with our Jesse Rogers.
Pete, you get into a hitter's count 3-1. Are you looking for that changeup?
No, I was just looking out over the middle of the plate, just looking to hit something hard forward. I mean, man, this is something that you practice in the backyard as a kid. I'm just happy to come through for the boys. I mean, we've worked really hard all year. I mean, I had some great at-bats in front of me. I'm really happy I got to come through for the team right there. Man, this is such a special effort all series. Man, we've worked so hard all year to get to this point. I'm just so happy I was able to contribute.
What's it like rounding the bases in that moment?
I mean, it was unreal. I mean, that's what you practice in the backyard in those scenarios like that. You're in the playoffs, guys on base, down 2 or down a certain amount of runs. Man, it's unbelievable. I'm just so excited to celebrate with my team. So happy for this organization, man. Everyone's worked so hard this year. Oh man, this has been unreal. What a ride.
Just put at the top of your list of accomplishments this moment right here.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I would have to say so.
What about Philadelphia and New York next? How about that matchup?
I'm excited. I'm just excited to help keep this team alive, fight another day in the playoffs, and we'll be ready to go. But we're going to celebrate so much right now. I can't wait.
Pete, congratulations.
Thank you, guys. LFGM.
There you go. Back to you, Boog.
I'm not translating that.
No.
Congratulations to the Mets. They are moving on, and what a job by Pete Alonso in that at bat, punching it over the right field wall. And the New York Mets are headed to the division series. A look at our bracket. It'll be the Padres and the Dodgers in one half of the bracket, but the NLDS starts on Fox on Saturday in Philadelphia. The Mets eliminate the Brewers 4-2 the final. For Doug Glanville, Jesse Rogers, and our entire outstanding crew, I'm John Chambi. Thanks so much for watching. What a ball game. Mets win it, they're moving on. SportsCenter is next.